Okay, what's up? What's up? Um, so yeah, I wanted to talk about detransitioning. And no, I'm not detransitioning. And it's not that's not something that I will ever do. Why? You might ask. Well, for one, I was already in my 30s whenever I came to realize that I identified as transgender and decided to start my transition journey. I was not a teenager. I was not in my early 20s. Um, I was not uh, tricked into transitioning. I was not convinced by anyone into transitioning. Um, I was not persuaded by anyone to start this journey. I chose to do this for me. It was best for me, and I came to this conclusion on my own. Um, So the reason this was on my mind is because, as with anything, there's going to be people who make a choice and find out, that actually wasn't the best thing for me to do. I I want to reverse things. I want to change things. I didn't really want to go that route like I thought I did. With anything, that's going to be a possibility. So on one side, I acknowledge that completely because mentally I'm stable and I'm an intelligent person, so I can acknowledge the fact that there are some people that have transitioned that later have decided that was not what was best for them. And I respect those people for coming to that conclusion that that wasn't best for them. But being able to recognize that some people might have made a wrong choice or made not the best choice for them and need to detransition, by recognizing that doesn't mean you invalidate everyone who is transitioning or has transitioned. It doesn't mean that you take away from those people and say, oh, all of those people who transition are delusional. See, because you got people detransitioning. That's not a real thing. That's not real. And that's not something fair to say. That's not a fair conclusion to be drawn. And if you think like that, you likely are very mentally unstable and likely um, don't have everything in your life figured out the way you try to pretend like you do. Um, you know, everyone has a choice to make, and I'm talking about folks who believe that they might be transgender. Everyone who believes that they might be trans, they have a choice to make. Is, do I decide to start actually transitioning and live my life the way that I feel like is necessary for me to be happy? Or do I just have these feelings and don't do anything about them? I just stay how I am. Everybody has a choice to make. And I chose to transition, and I do not regret my decision whatsoever. I am so happy that I decided uh, to transition, and I've been the happiest. I've been the happiest these past several years. I've been the happiest ever in my life, ever. And and it's crazy because there's so much hate surrounding transgender people, and that comes from the church and people who don't even believe in God, just or don't really practice. Uh, it comes from so many places, so much hate for trans folks, which is a population of is the population is so minute, is so small for transgender people, yet they receive the brunt of so many people's um, face of hate, face of hatred. They receive so much of that from people, you know. Um, and I'm saying they, meaning the trans community, but yes, I'm trans. Um, but yeah, it's just crazy because it's like I I live my life so peaceful. Like, I don't bother anyone. I try to help even a stranger on the street. I will try to help. Um, oh, okay. Whew. Whenever a wasp comes your way, you gotta just let it. You gotta let it take over. You gotta let it have its space. That's kind of how I treat uh, these evil folks who who want to talk about me and don't even know me. I just kind of let me back up. Let me give you your space, give you your room, cause you're evil. Don't touch me. Give me my room. I'll give you your room, and we can all coexist. I mean, that wasp is still somewhere around here floating around. He's living his life, and I'm living mine. He tried to come by and get me swatting so he could sting me. I wasn't gonna swat. That's why I put my hands down. I wasn't gonna swat. I know. I had country living. I know. Don't swat at him. So anyway, I would never. I'm just gonna say right that, and I ain't scared to never say never. Like I will never. I will never detransition. And I know that. I know that I've made the right decision because I actually still want to be here on this earth. There was a time where I didn't. Before I transitioned, I was contemplating leaving, right? I was contemplating, is it even worth fighting for being here and waking up every day and walking this earth as someone that I really don't even identify with? And I'm doing that to what? Make other people more comfortable? But I'm walking around sad, depressed, uneasy. That was before I transitioned. And then I transitioned. And it was like the sun came out and shone down on me. And I just, I loved it. And so it's just like crazy because, again, I get it. Some people are going to detransition. It just is what it is. Some people, and there's different reasons why somebody might detransition. Obviously, they could have been actually very young. You know how we are as 19, 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds. We think we know it all. And I'm not saying that people who are that age can't make um, a good or the best decision for them. I'm just saying it's understandable if someone is that age, younger, and they're transitioning. I could see how that might end up being something that they later regret, because how many of us can look back to our, teen years, early 20s, mid 20s, whatever. How many of us can actually look back to those years and be like, yeah, I can count a few things that happened that I really regret doing. I can recall being with that person thinking that they were everything, and I would do anything to go back and cancel out ever dating that person. Like, it's a natural part of things. We sometimes are too rash to make a decision, based off of emotion, and we haven't clearly thought out all of the impacts and all of the possibilities. Me, I was old enough, mature enough to be able to say, okay, this is how my life has gone this far or thus far, and this is how I have felt for all of these years. As far back as 5 or 6, I can recall just being like, I'm a boy though. Um, and to know that those feelings never went away. And then it's all right, white dog. You good? My dog. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Say hi. Shut up. What's up? This white dog. That's his name. So anyways, I was mature enough, to honestly be able to make a good decision for myself. And so, yeah, I won't be detransitioning, but my heart goes out to people, and I respect the people who decided they needed to detransition because that was what was best for them. After having more time to think out things and being older, a little bit wiser, um, that's all good. They deserve that opportunity, just like people who want to transition deserve that opportunity to detransition and not be demonized. Or, I'm sorry, people who transition that decide to transition should not be demonized. You know, just like how I've seen or heard of people detransitioning and they aren't being demonized. They're being applauded. Like, so good for you. It's because you're giving you're giving people what they want. And I'm not saying that people who detransition are giving others what they want, but you are kind of falling back in line of what societal norms and stuff like that. And so they're being applauded. Yeah, good for you, good for you. Me, I don't give a damn about nobody liking me. I don't. You can look at my YouTube channel, honestly, and see that I just do my own thing. I don't care. I don't care. And I really ain't got time even to go back and forth. I tried to do it on like my first video. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to go back and forth with people. I'm not here to be teaching people how to be just respectful to others or kind to others. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to talk about my life a little bit. I can have some back and forth with somebody who's respectful in the way that they come at me because I'm gonna be respectful with them. But for the ignorant motherfuckers out there, excuse my French, but not really. I don't got time to go back and forth with them. And so for me, this isn't about me resisting. This is about me just living and just existing. Um, I'm just living my life. Just living my life so good. And so happy and so fulfilled. Why? Because I'm not trying to check the boxes in nobody else's agenda. I'm just out here doing what I know I want to do for me that makes me feel joyful on the inside and makes me feel at peace. And me being transgender has made me feel at peace and made me actually want to stay on this earth. So, again, I will not be detransitioning. Not now, not never. You can follow up it with me in 5 years. I'm going to still be the same, but looking even better because I'm like fine wine. I just look finer and finer and finer as the days pass. It just is a thing. It might be a black thing. I don't know. But maybe it's a black thing and a thing whenever you're good to people and treat people right. God just blessed you and just lets you be finer and finer and finer. So, yeah. Yeah. But that's it. That's it. Like I said on my last video, I'll probably hop out here and do another video while this setting is nice and the sun is out. It's beautiful. So, to anybody who's watching this and you made it to this point, God bless you. Keep your head up. Stay safe out there. And take care. Yeah. And much love to you. Later.